is looking for another central defender. But for the moment, Mario Rivas and Juan Martinez do get the nod. Thibaut Courtois, the regular Real Madrid goalkeeper, he's still injured. So it's up to Andrei Lunin, the Ukrainian, to try and keep the Spanish giants at bay. It's going to be the hosts. It does look to the naked eye like they are playing in white. There are green markings on their shirts. It will be Ferencváros shooting from left to right in this first half. They've got a really impressive home record, unbeaten at home in 12 games, stretching all the way back to last January. Keep an eye out for Kadu on the left-hand side. He loves to bomb forward from the back line. In the meantime, Brahim Diaz plays in the middle. Bush just manages to stop it from going out for a corner there. 35 years of age now, the veteran keeper. He's been at the club since 2014. Quick look at Balázs Borbeli there, the coach for the hosts this evening. Borbeli is a native Hungarian, even though he was born in Czechoslovakia. First opportunity for young Juan Martinez there, 18-year-old. And in terms of fitness, quick look at Jose Mourinho. Of course, he needs little introduction. The special one, he's really got a job on his hands to prove how special he is these days. Didn't work out for Alvaro Arbeloa. Or of course, Xabi Alonso, who's now moved on to Chelsea. Mourinho left Benfica for another stab. This huge job. Was not pleased with a lot of what he saw last weekend in the friendly against Fiorentina. They were extremely good in the first half. Real Madrid jumping into a 2-0 lead. However, they did let that lead slip. Final score 2-2. Mourinho was said to be furious. He ran down the tunnel at the final whistle without acknowledging any of the opposition. Not best pleased with how his team took their foot off the pedal. There's Camavinga for the hosts. Lovely ball out onto this left-hand side, just a little bit too far. Good move there though. It's a promising start. Veras has made a really good impression in the friendlies that they've been taking part in. Thrashed Leganés by 4-1 before the Fiorentina match. He was among the scorers that day. Level of expectation, of course, always so huge at Real Madrid. The fact that they've now gone 2 seasons without any silverware, either domestically or in Europe, is a crisis in their case. It's up to Mourinho to sort that. They have had some good news this week, with the news that Vinicius Junior signed a new contract, or agreed a new contract. In the meantime, here comes Ferencváros, 2 in the middle. On a back cross, cut out by Martinez, and blasted high and wide. First attempt on the game, Asani, the Australian national. Did open up for him nicely. And the finger closed him down well though. And the chance goes missing. Promising start though for Ferencváros. It's a neat 1-2. He's got 3 players ahead of him. Opportunity here for Madrid. Plenty in attack. It was a good challenge by Gomez though. Poor pass really. Gomez, the giant Argentine, doing his job right at the death there. Brahim Diaz causing trouble. I've heard some interesting news emanating from the British press this morning that maybe Liverpool are interested in Asensio, Rob Asensio. He is, however, injured for a month, which would possibly pour a bit of cold water. In the meantime, here's Ferencváros. They want a penalty. They're not going to get one, I don't think. Well, it came out of nothing, really. Really slack defending. And you can see why Mourinho has been so angry. Lenny Joseph with the pass. And it certainly looked like it caught the hand. It did indeed, of Dumfries. And it looks like Real Madrid got away with one there. In the meantime, here come Madrid. And Diaz playing it out to the right, Dumfries. Yeah, out to the left-hand side, Sevilla. Amavinga. Valverde, obviously getting involved in these early stages. Diaz. So space for a shot there is, and it wasn't far wide either. Bush never really worried by Ardagula's effort. So the first shot in anger from the visitors. Jose Mourinho sorting out the pitch a little bit there. With an interesting effort, but get the keeper on his wrong foot. Nearly worked. You can see what he was trying. Dumfries, as we expected, has pushed well up in these early stages down that right-hand side. He was preferred over Trent Alexander-Arnold. The Englishman played against Fiorentina, started. Worked in the back line, Camavinga. Coming deep. And that's a lovely through ball. And again, a last-ditch tackle. Two, in fact. Really promising attack. And clearly going to be stretched at the back. That time it was Osvat. He cleared his lines. Madridistas looking to thread the through balls behind the back line of Ferencváros. Interesting to see Cardu as a really defensive full-back this evening. His game is normally to bomb up further ahead on the left-hand side. Lenny Joseph wins the free kick for the hosts. Joseph, who's been in really good scoring form so far this season. Despite the progress they've been making in the Europa League, things have not gone so well for Ferencváros in the league campaign. Only got 1 point from the first 2 games. 1 draw and 1 defeat. They are looking for a way through in the Madrid backline with Kancikowski. Could be a shot here. He's harmlessly wide. Pearson it was who had the attempt. Ferencváros get a chance to regroup once more. As we move towards the 10-minute mark. Few interesting openings, no real close goal attempts from either side as yet though. We've been a bit cagey. Interestingly, in 8 of their last 9 games at home, Ferencváros have taken the lead. So it would be interesting to see what happens if they do go behind. Dumfries picks up the ball on the right-hand side. There's Rivas. Arenas. Mavinga brings it forward on the right-hand side. Once again, looking for Dumfries. Those two seem to have a good understanding in these early stages. It's Valverde. Gets the ball back from Camavinga. Goulet looking to thread the ball through. It's nicely done. 3 in the middle if he can find a cross. That's beautifully done once again by Goulet. And it was a good attempt by Hendrik. Just couldn't get his foot around it. Again, the warning signs there for the hosts. Might have been offside. Nice work leading up to it though by Goulet. Hendrik still feels like he's got something to prove. Brazilian prodigy, back from his loan at Lyon. Good tackle by Camavinga. Can't win the ball though. An overhit pass gives a throw in to the visitors. Still goalless here at the Groupama Arena. Very lively crowd, much bigger crowd than we saw in the Europa League midweek against the Polish side, Górnik. Herrera's coming a long way back. Sevilla as well. I think he overran that. Did, says the assistant. It's going to be a throw in to the hosts. Osvat, much further forward position than we've seen him so far. That is the way that Ferencváros like to work the ball, either on either wing, either with Kadu on the left or Osvat on the right, making space in the middle. It's a tactic that's helped them well, especially in the European games. These two teams, despite their respective successes in domestic competition, they haven't actually played against each other since 1995 in the group stage of the Champions League. Real really did a job on Ferencváros in that time. They won 6-1 in the first leg, drew 1 each in the second. Ferencváros hoping for some kind of revenge tonight. And the attack from Madrid comes to nothing. And Diaz engineered a little bit of space. See if it took a deflection on the way through. There's another one on the fringes really. And Diaz. Talking the Spanish papers during the week, it's been a lot about the defence at Madrid. Whispers that Sandro Bastoni could be a target for Jose Mourinho. Here's Camavinga, plenty ahead of him. Sevilla. Chunks it forward. Looks for the return and gets it. Dumfries in a bit of space here. First touch was a little heavy. Hendrick picks up the pieces. Valverde. It's a good ball out to this right-hand side of Serreras. Poor shot in the end though by Syria. See what he's trying to do. Never going to worry Debush in goal. Conditions perfect for football this evening. It's been extremely hot all week in Budapest. It's just come down a little bit this evening. It's been up in the mid-30s today. It will have an effect on the players. I haven't been told if there's going to be a hydration break. So maligned, of course, during the World Cup in the summer. Good challenge there. Danny Joseph, informed striker, Ferencváros. Reese looking to latch on to the ball. Instead it comes back to Camavinga. And Rivas is seeing a lot of the ball in his early stages. A youngster in the centre of defence. Valverde again looking for Dumfries. Camavinga goes long this time. Well, you can see the idea. It's Ferreras who has made the run. Camavinga just got his sights wrong though. Real Madrid have got 2 more friendlies to go before the season starts. Playing Schalke. Before that, we'll meet Deportivo La Coruña. The season starts seriously on the 22nd of August. And meet Espanyol away from home. I understand that Mourinho was told to try and sort out some of the issues amongst the team. He's pinpointed a few of them. One involving discipline, one involving fitness, we understand, in nutrition. It's a new broom sweeping here in Madrid. Meantime, here they come forward once again. Sevilla. This man though. Ferencváros do look reasonably comfortable at this early stage. Joseph can't hold on to the ball there. He's pretty much starved of service in the Europa League game in midweek. Haven't really seen a proper attempt on target from the hosts as yet. Ferreras, come a long way back. Gomez in quickly, a little bit too heavily. A little bit of afters there. Did seem unnecessarily aggressive the way the Argentine went in. See what Güler thinks of it all. Had such a disappointing World Cup in Turkey, who exited so early. Seem to be perennially talked of as dark horses for these big competitions. It just doesn't seem to happen for them. In the meantime, here's Dumfries on that right-hand side. Valverde. Rivas again down this left-hand side to Carreras. To play keep ball at the moment, Madrid. Camavinga switched from the right to the left. It's a decent run through. Run on the far side, it's Dumfries. It's Camavinga, players in the box. If he wants to cross, he doesn't. Dumfries once again, that's a neat little turn by Goulart. Madrid starting to find their pockets of space now. Goulart once again happy to run forward into a congested area. Camavinga with a shot. It's an easy catch in the end for Debush in goal. Won the club way back in 2014. Club captain, such a good servant at Ferencváros. Now doing their best to lift the home side. Of course, the global nature of Real Madrid support means that there will be a lot of support in here for the away side as well tonight. With Kanchkovsky spaced down on this right-hand side. Pearson scored a couple of goals so far this season already, the Norwegian. Zorsvat, a decent cross in, looking for Joseph, it's gone past him, and it did open up there. Kadu it was, just didn't connect with the shot. Cross was a good one. Joseph couldn't make it, but he had a lot of space there, Kadu. His eyes lit up. Just took his eye off the ball at the wrong time. See, he's disappointed. It's a good goal threat, is Kadu. Carreras has been really busy down on this left-hand side. Coming deep this time. Just looking for his captain. It's the return. Camavinga. It's a lot of space for Dumfries on that right-hand side once more. He elects not to run into it though. New signing. Camavinga. Once again. Goulart and Valverde. Things seem to break out or break up just on the edge of the area once more. Just can't find that final incisive pass. We are going to have a hydration break here. No surprise really, as I said, it's still extremely warm here. And with certainly the Spaniards still not fully up to match speed. It'll be welcome for them to be able to take a short break. Something I would imagine that we'll see more and more of. Kind of temperatures we've been experiencing all over Europe in the last few months. It's increasingly difficult for the players. Jose Mourinho taking the opportunity to bark out instructions. Madrid have been tidy, if not especially incisive in the final third. Certainly they've seen more of the ball, which you would expect. You would imagine Balázs Borbély has been reasonably satisfied with how his team are performing so far. The coach at Ferencváros. Goulart getting instructions from the training staff. Interesting to see Debush, the captain and goalkeeper, he's continuously, you look at him, he's always cajoling and instructing the play in front of him. He's a real active captain. So we're almost ready to start once again. Much to think about for a pensive Jose Mourinho. Have to remove the watering fountains, first and foremost. I imagine that we'll get plenty of substitutions in the second half. Mourinho will want his players to be peaking fitness-wise at just the right time ahead of the new season. Really got to do better than they've achieved in the last 2 years. So much of the last few weeks has been spent in talking about possible transfers in and out of the club, especially, of course, with Vinicius Jr. It did look for a while like Arsenal may have a good chance of getting him. In the end, he has agreed a new deal. And apparently, it was a lot to do with Jose Mourinho. He spent a lot of time trying to persuade the mercurial Brazilian to stay at the club. Signed a 6-year deal. Space ahead of him once more. It's all a bit busy in the middle. Guilherme, nice little flick off. And here's a good opportunity. It nearly broke for Endrick. Instead, Guilherme picks up the pieces. Again, they don't put the cross in. And again, the move breaks down on the edge of the penalty area. Chance maybe for Ferencváros. Poor pass. Well won back by Kancikowski in the middle of the park there. He really is central to everything, the central midfielder. Joined the club last year from Maccabi Tel Aviv. Free kick for the hosts. It was unceremoniously pushed off the ball. Mourinho not happy with the decision. There's another look at that opening. Did look for a second like it may just break. Quickly snuffed out though by Ferencváros. They can be reasonably pleased with their performance so far, the Hungarians. Nothing ahead of Kancikowski, so he's had to go back. Gomez, the giant Argentine. It's a poor pass. Rather lucky to come away with a throw in there. Syria looked like he was going to nip in. Romans, who was missing for the Europa League tie during midweek against Górnik Zabrze. He was suspended after being sent off in the previous round. If they do win, or if they do clear this latest hurdle, the third qualifying round, they will play a playoff round in the Europa League. And should they win that, then they will be going into the league phase. Something, of course, the likes of Real Madrid don't really have to think about. Opportunity maybe here for Ferencváros. Grierson over there on the far side, he's done well. Is he taken down? Notice the referee. Now we have a free kick that's gone the other way. Disappointment, you can hear what the home crowd think of that. Camavinga come a long way back. That was a plan of Mourinho's to get him, the Frenchman, on the board earlier. Carreras comes back to Camavinga. Been all over the pitch in this first half. Rather telegraphed the pass, but they got away with it. And space here for Dumfries. The ball does come in this time. It's Carreras. Debush manages to clear his lines. There's Dumfries, who was denied once more. Again, Madrid dominating possession, just can't find that lethal last touch. Could it come here from Endrick? Shrugged off the ball fairly, says the referee. And a chance may be for Ferencváros to break. A thankless pass though. It breaks down quickly. Again, it's Camavinga directing operations from the back. Valverde. Space once more for Carreras down on this left-hand touchline. Valverde gets it back. Too far for Dumfries that time. You can see what Jose Mourinho thinks about that. So we move past the half-hour mark here in Budapest. Still goalless between Ferencváros and Real Madrid. Have a look at that half opportunity really for Enzo Dumfries. Debush bravely diving in, clearing his lines. We haven't really had anything in the way of clear-cut opportunities for both sides so far. Now the keeper's been forced into a proper save, really. Will be a concern for some of the fringe players at Madrid. They don't manage to take the opportunity of these kind of games. Certainly Mourinho was disgusted with the way his team threw away a 2-0 lead last week against Fiorentina. Haven't been as clinical as they were in the first half in that game by a long stretch. Here's Goulet. It's the return. And Dumfries hogs the touchline. Goulet decides not to use him. I'm short instead. To Syria. He's been a bit more quiet in these last few minutes. Carreras back to Syria. Valverde feeds it on for Dumfries. It's not been a busy afternoon or evening so far for Lunin, the Real Madrid goal. Once again, Dumfries seems to be a tactic to try and find him. Holds the line, Endrick shoots from distance. Never going to worry Debush. And goal. Mourinho is a bit nonplussed about the thought process there. This young striker certainly caught it well. Always flying way over the bar there. Vinicius Jr. and others to come back yet. Given extended breaks after their World Cup exertions. Bellingham, in fact, used the opportunity to go back to his native Birmingham last weekend, watch them play, coincidentally, against Barcelona in a pre-season friendly, and then he went to watch a cricket match featuring a team that he has bought a share of. So, busy few days back home in England for Jude Bellingham. It's nicely done by Martinez, but then gives the ball away poorly, and luckily for him, Ferencváros couldn't take advantage, and here comes Goulet going back the other way. It's Carreras back to Goulet. Looks to get the return ball. Pings out to safety once more. A glimpse there of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Was expected to start than most journalists. Perhaps he was the victim of Jose Mourinho's discomfort with how the defence looked when they folded against Fiorentina. In the meantime, here come Madrid. Again, it's the edge of the area where things break down. It's nicely fed through. There's a great opportunity here, and that really, the first proper chance of the game, fell to Hendrick. And he probably should have done better in hindsight. Got away from his man brilliantly. Just looked to dink it over Debush. Debush stretched his arm out really well there. It was a good save. Hendrick misses an opportunity. He has scored in the pre-season friendlies. Once more down this right-hand side with Sevilla. That's inside onto his right. Goulet again looking for Dumfries on the right-hand side. Back to Goulet. He's been industrious in the middle of the attacking third. That's the Turk. Once again, looking to open up play a little bit. It's Rivas. Got a lot of space in front of him. That's a shot which will not impress his manager, I'm sure. Mourinho not giving anything away. Probably almost full to capacity. It's a fine stadium here, the Groupama Arena. Capacity of some 22,000. Looking long to Levi Joseph. Was he pulled back? That's a free kick. I don't think he's going to get one. Plus look in face of Balázs Bobelli. Should be dealt with easily enough. Of course, in the end. It was had the legs over Hendrick. And Bush managed to keep it from going out to for a corner. Over 5 minutes to go in this first half here in Budapest. Still, Ferencváros 0, Real Madrid 0. Amavinga backs off the first challenge, and a lovely bit of skill by the Frenchman. Turns back into trouble though. He does retain possession. Nice little cameo there from the Frenchman. Look there, Bernardo Silva. Do understand from press reports during the week that Jose Mourinho, given that looks like they have lost the fight to sign Rodri from Manchester City, he's intending to use Rodri, or use Rodri's absence, should I say, to give Bernardo Silva a chance to anchor the midfield. Valverde goes long once again, looking for Dumfries. He's got a run on his outside. Dumfries gets it back. That's a nice ball through. Goulet turns. It's a snapshot just wide. Good effort there though by the Turks. That was a bit quicker, more incisive from Madrid. Good turn. Did take a deflection. It's going to be a corner kick. It's Gomez who got in the way. It's going to be Goulet to take the corner for Real Madrid. 5 minutes left in this first half. This is an opportunity for them to break the deadlock. All the way over to the right-hand side, and there is the first goal. A lovely header. And it's the young defender, Mario Rivas. No reaction on the face of Jose Mourinho. Rivas absolutely delighted. Looked like the chance had gone. Ferencváros rather fell asleep, and Rivas, really good header. He's given too much space in the box. You can see how much space he was given. No chance for Dibush. And the 19-year-old breaks the deadlock here in Budapest. Ferencváros 0, Real Madrid 1. Absolutely delighted to be scoring. Must be every young footballer's dream. First goal for the club. It's been so highly talked of, both him and his central defensive partner. It's not a bad effort. In reply though, it's Varga who found some space. Well, they've responded well to going behind, have Ferencváros. A bit wild, the final shot. But the goal really coming thanks to the industriousness of Arda Güler in the first instance. Lovely shot on the turn that was blocked, and it was the ensuing corner that caused all the trouble. Ferencváros will be annoyed the way they rather fell asleep at the far post. And here come Madrid once more. With Carreras, Güler. He's probably looked the best of the bunch so far, Arda Güler. Sevilla to Güler. Valverde. Space once more for Dumfries on the far side. We've got time for another one before the break. Ferencváros causing their own problems here. Running back into trouble. Camavinga tidily on the ball. Everything ahead of him is Valverde. Once more, it's that pass out to Dumfries. Camavinga barreling into the opposition penalty area. Long ball for Sevilla as he cuts inside. Got Carreras if he wants him. There's something spectacular. Didn't quite come off. There'll be another corner though, and this time nice attempt at a Rabona. Would have been interesting to see what happened had it have gone in into the box. The Bush once more orchestrating things at the back. It's a short one this time. And Ferencváros do clear their lines. So find themselves in an unusual position, the Hungarians, of not scoring the first goal in one of their games. In 8 of their last 9 games they have done so. Assistant referee has indicated we'll have 2 minutes time added on. That really due to the hydration break. We haven't seen any other stoppages. The most subtle of challenges there by Tirkovic. Martinez clearly unimpressed with the challenge. So far, so good for Real Madrid. Junior will be probably more pleased about the goals against, or lack of goals against. Clean sheet so far, that's more than they managed in the last 2 friendlies. They will really want to be tightening things up before they have full-time opposition in La Liga. Time running out in this first half here in Budapest. That's a decent run. Sevilla upended fairly though, says the referee. Back to Debush in goal. It's on to Zohore, and that will be the last action in this first half at the Groupama Arena in Budapest. Half-time score, Ferencváros 0, Real Madrid 1. Scorer of the only goal of the game so far, Mario Rivas, in the 41st minute. A really good header in the corner routine. Expect to see a lot more changes in the second half, but for now we'll hand you back to the break and we'll see you after half. And the substitutes there, and on the Real Madrid side, Bernardo Silva, you saw. Of course, Vinicius Junior. So here we go in the second half. It's Real Madrid shooting from left to right, and they changed the green strip of theirs. It's a pretty comfortable first half display by the home side. Very disappointing to give away that goal late on in the first half. Vinicius Junior's first action was hardly impressive, giving the ball straight away. So difficult to know how much truth there was in all of the rumours that he would be joining Arsenal. In the meantime, here's Dele for the hosts. Doré did look good in the back. Weren't overly stretched by the illustrious strikers from Madrid. A lively start in the second half by the hosts. Here's Dele. Can he take a shot in? He can. Just clips where it wasn't going in. But it's a really promising opening to the second half by Ferencváros. Certainly see more attacking intent in these first few minutes than we did for much of the first 45. Maggie, who's another of the substitutes. It's a feather in the cap of anybody who gets a game against Real Madrid, no matter what level of the game you play at. Rather wayward pass, and does find Mariusz Corbu, keep an eye on him. He scored the only goal in the victory over Gornik in the Europa League third qualifying round game during midweek. That was at home here in Budapest. They've got to take that 1-0 lead away to Poland. First look at Bernardo Silva. Here is Vinicius Junior, and once again, no success so far. A rusty start from the superstar. He gets another opportunity. Can't find his man though. Let's go the way of the hosts. Bernardo Silva, we've been told that he will anchor the midfield, sit in front of the defenders. And look at that opportunity for Dele. See what he was trying to do. Didn't quite get the curl on it that he needed. Madrid dealt with it comfortably enough anyway. And in the meantime, here come Madrid! And that's the second goal. From nowhere, really. "2-0", they lead. Just the start they wanted to this second half, Madrid. Nicely done by Valverde, pulling it back. And really, it was just a question of guiding it past keeper Dibush. He did with aplomb. Real Madrid, 2 goals to the good early in the second half. And really in full control now. Didn't take SB very long. 25 million euros arrival from Levante. He's done well in the other pre-season friendlies. He's certainly done his case. No harm at all for a starting position in the Real Madrid starting 11. Ferencváros 0, Real Madrid 2 now. It's a long way back for the Hungarians, who did nicely there. Verdi's looking silky smooth in his opening exchanges in the second half. There's a chance for Dele to have a run at his man. They stayed with him, made the challenge. Taken by Dele. Well to get the cross in. It looked dangerous for a second. Still alive, the shot chance. And a great opportunity, and Dele scuffs it. I think the referee is calling for an offside anyway. Let's take another look. Yeah, he clearly was offside, the substitute. You can rather tell the way he hacked at it. He knew. More promising note for Ferencváros. Decent start to the second half. They were really knocked off their stride by that goal from SB, if you just joined us. Real Madrid doubling their lead. Went into the first half 1-up through Rivas. SB's goal really has given them some kind of daylight now, a chance to enjoy themselves. And let's not forget, in their last friendly game against Fiorentina last week, Madrid were 2 up. They were pegged back in the end, finishing on 2-2. Bernardo Silva, first look at him in a Real Madrid strip. Interesting to see how Manchester City fare without the silky Portuguese. Zespi. This is Junior up in the left touchline. Antonio Rudiger back as well. He's had a lot of injury problems over the past year. We're looking to get into something like full fitness. Away comes Goulet. Subtly pulled back by Deli. A free kick. Mason is another of the defenders. He's had injury problems. Interesting to see how his former coach, Iraola, gets on in his new job as coach of Liverpool. Speaking of Liverpool, we still haven't seen Naby Keita, who now plays for Ferencváros. Corbu. Pearson seeing a lot of the ball in these early stages in the second half. Norwegian. Through to Rooney in goal. Here's Mason. Nice ball down that left-hand side. Some space further ahead. This piece comes short. Zendrick. Trick his way into the box. Goulet. Ready. It's Alexander-Arnold, that's a good ball. Chance maybe for Vinicius Junior. Looked like it was going to open up for a sec there. Vinicius Junior. Decent cross in, well defended though by Ferencváros. There's a lot more incision in the Real Madrid attacks in this second half, in these opening 10 minutes or so. You really get the impression that Jose Mourinho's had a word, changed half of the team. And so far, it looks like good changes have been made, certainly with Espy scoring so early on in the second half here. Getting a bit of a push from Alexander-Arnold maybe. This is a referee. Holds on to possession well. Chance maybe for Corbu. Scored a lovely goal against Gornik in midweek. It's a decent cross in, and they are back in it. A really well taken goal by Ferencváros. Two-one, and you see what a difference it's made to the crowd. Renan Kodro, another of these substitutes, making his name for himself by scoring a goal against Real Madrid, and a really good goal it was too. Beautiful cross in. beat his man. Rudiger, a little bit slow there, you can see. It was a really good run by Cordon. And all he had to do was guide it past Lunin. 2-1. Game on. It looked like could be that Real Madrid would walk away with it. A reaction on the faces of either coach. You can see a little sigh from Jose Mourinho. Really not happy. Probably most likely with Antonio Rudiger losing his man. It's nicely done. It's an extra zip in the step now of Ferencváros. Bernardo Silva not happy with his decision going against him. He'd rather jump into the tackle there. It's a nice long ball by Corbeau. And they've really got an extra step. Bringing their step now, Ferencváros. Pearson's gone down. There's the challenge. Taking over the captain's armband, the Norwegian. Corner kick for Ferencváros. Well, they've halved the deficit, just as Fiorentina did against Real Madrid this time last week. And they match the Italians here. A really disappointing end to the attack for Ferencváros there. Unfortunate deflection. They've got such a good home record, Ferencváros. They'll be keen to defend it. They've got to find a second from somewhere. Meantime, here's Hayson. Mourinho will be really disappointed that after making changes in the back line so soon, to let in a goal could have been avoided. Completely changed the back four. Alexander on. Antonio Rudiger doing Hayson. They certainly didn't cover themselves in glory there. We approach the hour mark here in Budapest. Ferencváros 1, Real Madrid 2. It's a nice ball for Endrick. Got two in the middle if he wants them. SB to Gulaert. Vinicius Junior. It's nicely done. Rather wild attempt by Arda Güler though. Mourinho wants to see an improvement. Possibly levels dropped a little bit after they scored that second goal, thinking that this would be a formality. It's turned out to be anything but now. Change of goalkeeper as well. Adam Varga it is who's come out for the second half. He will be disappointed to have made in a goal so soon into this game. It's Vinicius Junior. Opened up nicely. Another chance here. Again, they managed to clear their lines. Did expect a whole raft of substitutions, and they did come, and they have made a difference on both sides. That's here, space for Delhi. down rather easily. It's going to be a corner kick. Corner kick then is going to be Scorbu. To take it, it's a decent header. It's a catch though for Lunin. Lewis on it was, who found space. And that will concern Jose Mourinho as well. Easily managed to avoid Trent Alexander-Arnold there. Of course, it's something that's dogged him throughout his career. He's so good as more of an offensive defender. Not so great at the defending part of his job. Probably what cost him his place in the England squad for the World Cup this summer. Chance maybe here for Ferencváros. No free kicks as the referee. Vinicius Junior, a lovely bit of skill. Doesn't manage to hold on to the ball though. Zahor lays it back. Nicely done by Varga in goal. A bit of space opening up. The scorer of the Ferencváros goal. Pedro. Hendrick coming off now for Real Madrid. Replaced by Jorge Castelo. In the meantime, looked like it had opened up a little bit there for Ferencváros. Satisfied, we can continue. There's Rudiger. Grillet down on this right-hand touchline. Seem to have lost a little bit since Dumfries came off at half-time. That's what these games are really for, to give a fitness update, but also to try new things out, try new players in different positions. Grillet, who played a much more central role in the first half, Hussein. Valverde set up the second goal for SB right at the start of the second half. Mason. Rudiger happy to play it back to Lunin in goal. Rudiger going long this time. This one for Espy to chase. It's done well. There's a Zahor kept to his job. A push in the face to his Espy. We approach the midway mark in this second half here in Hungary. Ferencváros 1, Real Madrid 2 in this pre-season friendly. Haven't seen much from Vinicius Junior as yet. These premium players though, doesn't take long for them to conjure something out of nothing. Grillet switching over to the left-hand side. Doesn't get the return from Vinicius Junior though. Ferencváros causing themselves their own problems there, but they deal with it well in the end. Corbu. That gets better from the Hungarians. It's really nicely done, actually. A lot of space down on this side, left-hand side, for Callum O'Dowda. Here's Dele. So he's had a solid game in the middle of the defence. It's a decent run. Corbu lets it go. Well, he scored a wonderful goal in midweek against Gordonick from pretty similar position to that. The goal he scored was more that he came in onto that right foot and curled it past the keeper. That will be the last action before the hydration break here. Look at Codro, the scorer of the Ferencváros goal. It gives them renewed hope, having gone 2-0 down early in the second half. If you just joined us, Codro, one of many substitutes to join the pitch. And there was another substitute at the other end for Real Madrid, Espi, the new signing from Levante. It looked like he had given the Madridistas complete control of this game. Have a look at the goals then. It was Goulet's long corner kick. A lovely header it was from Rivas, the youngster. He's 19 years of age. Here's the second goal from Espi. Just about squeezed it home. Just when it looked like they would run away with it. Really good goal on the break from Ferencváros, Codro the scorer. So it's nicely poised, 2-1. Certainly Ferencváros will feel they do still have a chance here. It's been an entertaining second half. Certainly the pace has upped with the introduction of so many new players. Glimpse of Corbu there, who had a really wild effort flying over the crossbar just before this hydration break. Of course, for Ferencváros, the return game in Poland in the Europa League in midweek, and they take a 1-0 lead to Górnik, is of far more importance than this tie this evening. There's another substitute. That's the goal scorer who goes off. And there is Naby Keita. He's been injured for a long time, a former Liverpool and RB Leipzig star. Never really got his career going at Anfield with Liverpool. Showed some glimpses. He would have been on the same side as Trent Alexander-Arnold for a lot of his time. Unfortunately, he spent so much time back in the treatment room. He's had a tidy game in the middle of the park, as you would expect. Here's a haul for Ferencváros. Go back to Varga in goal. And O'Dowd, the Irishman. Get the return from his keeper. Came on as a sub in midweek in the Europa League game against Górnik. And O'Dowd. Horde didn't play in that game at all. He's certainly done well. That's a nice bit of skill from the Irishman. His heel split. Take another look. One for the cameras. There's Naby Keita. He's flicked really coming off. And how to do it by Madrid. And now they break nicely. Vinicius Junior over on that far side. Here's Rudiger. Güler. Such a busy little player, Bernardo Silva. Rudiger, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's going to go all the way back to his keeper once more. Haven't seen many of the glimpses of what he can do at the other end so far, the Englishman. Fair to say, he's not been considered a total success since he came to the Spanish capital. I'd say something pretty similar. Jose Mourinho's return not being universally hailed by those in white. We'll soon forget it if he manages to start putting more silverware back in the trophy cabinet at the Bernabeu. They are unbeaten in pre-season, Real Madrid. The first training match was a 1-0 victory against Alcorcón. And they beat Leganes 4-1 before the 2-2 draw with Fiorentina. In the meantime, here come Ferencváros. Plenty up here for the attack if they can get a cross in. Goal did come from an attack down on that right-hand side. And they're pushing Madrid back. Decent spell this. 15 minutes or so left on the clock. Naby Keita goes long that time to Dele. Lovely bit of skill from Levy, the Swede. Back by the referee. There's a hawk. It's going to go harmlessly wide. Time running out for Zahori and his club. As we reach the final 15 minutes. And then, of course, have few extra minutes, given that there's been a hydration break and so many substitutions. Heisen for Real Madrid. Rudiger. He's got Alexander-Arnold to his right. Next to go back to Lunin in goal. Taken the air out of the game for a few minutes, have Real Madrid. Probably a good thing for them, given that the way Ferencváros's tails really were up, having pulled themselves back into it, and stung by the early second goal in this second half. That's a nice little flick. Güler can't beat his second man. Vinicius Junior picks up the pieces, he's robbed. Naby Keita doing what he's gained a reputation for, he gives it away as well. It's all a little bit scrappy. Here's Güler, chance maybe for Espik, he can't control it though. And the chance breaks down once more. Heisen now. Here come Madrid once more. Vinicius Junior. Once again back to walking pace. It's a decent run out in front of a big crowd here for Jose Mourinho and his team. will have to up the ante in the final two friendly games before the season starts. They play Deportivo La Coruña and Schalke in Germany. Away at Espanyol. First derby for them is on September the 20th against Atletico Madrid. It's a free kick against O'Dowda. He's not happy. While we're speaking of dates, first Clásico, October the 25th, away at Barcelona. Free kick in a very inviting position here for Real Madrid. Goulet standing over it, as is Valverde and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Well, I know all three of those players can conjure up something magical from this kind of range. There it looks like he's got the most intent at the moment. It's either going to be a left footer from him or Trent Alexander. It is Goulet and it's too high. Disappointing free kick, because that was an interesting position. Never looked like it was going to worry Varga in goal. Good of the coach for Ferencváros. Belerdi. Comes Zahore. He's had a really good game at the back. Looks solid, organised. Charbel is coming on for Dele. Keita gets the captain's armband. So that's a bit of a worry that Dele, who came on as a substitute, and comes Lakatos as well. Imagine there's a injury there, and Adam Baji. And Edgar Sevikian. 4 more substitutions for the hosts. Bolebi really keen to give all of his players a run out against the mighty Real Madrid. As well he might. Score is almost immaterial. It's not every day you get to play against Real Madrid. It's a poor piece of play at the back by Ferencváros though. Goulet, he can't hold on to it. A chance maybe for a break for the hosts. Nicely done in the middle of the park. Space on the right hand side, 3 in the box if he can find a cross. Good, managed to clear their lines in the end. As we move into the final 10 minutes here at the Groupama Arena. And Ferencváros fashion a late equaliser here. O'Dowda at the far post. Still 3 up here in this attack. Quarterback going for the return. Instead, cross comes in now. Only half dealt with by Madrid. It's going to be a corner kick for the hosts. Actually, it was. Just looking to thread the ball through. Few anxious moments in these late stages for Real Madrid. Plenty of men in the box to aim for. Doesn't clear Valverde, it's O'Dowda, and a good effort, blocked. Gone out for another corner kick. Well, let's take another look. Was it on target from O'Dowda? Maybe just. Came off Rudiger, I think, was the last man to get a deflection. No, it was... Got another substitution now. It is going to be the last action of the game for Carreras. He's had a useful run out this evening. Really dangerous down here on this left-hand side. Nini Fati, he's coming on to replace him in the last 8 minutes or so. Is there time for Ferencváros to ruin Jose Mourinho's day once again? Decent run by Valverde, but snuffed out on Naby Keita. So interesting to see what happens on the transfer front for Real Madrid in the coming 2 weeks or so. Of course, Yan Diomande has been added to their ranks. We're hoping to get Rodri in as well. Didn't work out that plan. He will go to Barcelona instead, much to the chagrin of Jose Mourinho. I think now the entire squad of Ferencváros will have had some kind of run out here this evening in Budapest. Certainly not disgraced themselves in front of their home fans. Be disappointed with the nature of the 2 goals they conceded. Speed doing well there in the middle. It was who scored the second goal. Really put daylight between the 2 teams. Yeah, he's got a long way back. There's Rudiger. Really slowed down once again now. Still very hot down there. It's Heisen for Real Madrid. As usual, Bernardo Silva all over the pitch. Love to see his heat maps after games. Even at his extended years, still lost none of the hunger for the game. Here he is now, being up on that left-hand side, feeding Vinicius Junior. He's going to cut in on side to his left foot. Didn't quite work out for them that time. Do win it back straight away there, Real. There's Rudiger. Heisen with everybody in front of him. Vinny Junior. Five minutes left on the clock now. Can Ferencváros just find one more opportunity? Maybe hit Real on the break. Another substitution now for us. Off comes Valverde. He's had a really good game this evening. Been everywhere. La Costa it is. He comes on. Federico Valverde, the Uruguayan. Haven't really seen much from Vinny Junior since he came on at half-time. Jose Mourinho is less than happy down there in the dugout. It's Heisen playing it forward. 4 up here for Real Madrid in the attack. Here is Vinny Junior. Can't beat his man once again though. Stuck to their task well. And Ferencváros maybe given a blueprint as to how to stop him as well to other teams in Spain. Always so much going on in the background at Real Madrid. A wild attempt at a challenge there. It'll be a free kick for the hosts. There's Naby Keita. Home fans would be delighted to see him back. Opportunity possibly here for Ferencváros, 4-5 in the attack. Cuts in onto his left. And a poor shot in the end. Really disappointing by the substitute. Ferencváros did open up for him. Rather lashed at it, whereas he had a bit more control. Would have looked to curl it into that top corner. It's Alexander-Arnold going long this time towards SB. Easily dealt with though by the Ferencváros backline. Here's Goulet. Despite all of the substitutions, Arda Goulet has stayed on. One of the few who started the game, in fact, in the Real Madrid side. Nicely done by O'Dowda, pushed off the ball by Rudiger. Free kick, says the referee. And an opportunity maybe to launch the ball high. And hear what the crowd thought of that challenge. Really an industrial type tackle by Antonio Rudiger. Just over 2 minutes left on the clock. Chabo it is who's going to swing it in with his right foot. 5 in the box to aim for. It's low. Real Madrid managed to clear their lines. Junior looking to cause trouble on the back line. Come Ferencváros once more. Time running out for the hosts here. Keita. And he thread through a ball. It's going to be a foul against Chabo. The first yellow card of the game. Double. Blatant pullback on Goulet. You can have a few complaints about that. Another free kick given away by Ferencváros, this time on Bernardo Silva. Wants to get it going quickly. We'll move into the final minute here. Mason for Real Madrid and Rudiger. Quite happy to play keep ball in these final minutes. That's a really poor pass though by Huysen. And a chance may be for Ferencváros to hit them on the break. That's really neatly done. There's Lichtas on loan from Eintracht Frankfurt, and suddenly we're getting a flurry of yellow cards. Alexander-Arnold that time. Really poor challenge. See, he'd been taken. Well, lovely bit of skill. Lichtas. Arnold wasn't having that. Brings him back, and it's a free kick in a really interesting position for Ferencváros here. 3 minutes of time added on. Can they find an equaliser? It would really annoy Jose Mourinho at this stage of the game. Recent one actually dealt with by the back line, however. It's a poor pass. The chance may be for Goulet. And Vinny Jr. is through here. He's easily dealt with in the end. Really good defending. Looked like the opportunity was opening up for Vinny Jr. Wasn't going to be. So time for one more attack for Ferencváros. Plenty coming forward here. And there's a lot of space. Just didn't fall down for Chabo. Just looked like it was going to open up there for the Hungarian. see he wanted it clearly onside. Again, Alexander-Arnold rather caught on his heels. 2-1 Real Madrid lead. Looks like they are going to maintain their unbeaten record in these pre-season friendlies. It's been slightly harder work than it could have been. And it's 90 more minutes in the legs, and it's the most important thing of all at this stage of pre-season. If we have learnt anything, or if Jose Mourinho has learnt anything from this game, you would imagine that we're likely to see more of Arda Güler in the starting 11 for Real Madrid in the coming season. He's been everywhere, didn't get on the score sheet today. Wins the header nicely. There is Güler. Is he going to finish with a flurry here? Here's Vinicius Junior. Going down a blind alley, finds Güler. Nice bit of skill by the Turk. Next to hold on to the ball, and that will in fact be the final action here in Budapest. An entertaining game, a victory for the visitors. Real Madrid took the lead late in the first half through Juan Rivas. They doubled the lead early in the second with one of the many substitutions. It was SB who scored the second goal for Madrid. They were pegged back almost immediately by Codrel. Ferencváros couldn't find a way back into the tie. And the final score here in Budapest, Ferencváros